Welcome to Numot's 4th of July special. Hope you're excited for some Jeskai fireworks. As far as opening hand goes, we've got 2 lands in the hand, but I love everything in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep it. Hopefully we get into some lands really quick, or maybe we find a way to kind of dig a little bit deeper into our library. But yeah, I really like Detention Sphere. We've got a good option in getting down some good wizards with Dawson of Perfection. So I'm just going to get down Arid Mesa, and actually we're not going to crack just yet, so we're going to go and pass the turn, see what we draw into as far as mana base wise. And then yeah, anything else we're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing Numot, the Devastator, the chief of the fireworks today. Flying, whenever Numot deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3 if you do destroy up to 2 target lands. Now, I'm not a huge fan of land destruction, and so if it allows us to, let's say our opponent has kind of like coffers out there or something like that, I will go for that activated ability off Numot, but for the most part, we're going to hold off on that one because, I don't know, just kind of don't like to blow up lands just because. Let's go ahead and get the island down, and then, yeah, we're going to go kick the turn. Playing against Tasigur, the Banana King. If you look off to the right, you may notice there's some bananas over there. He's the official Banana King. Delve, and then for a 4-mana activation, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, and then return a non-land card of opponent's choice from your graveyard to your hand, which is going to be us since we are the opponent. So they're going to be working to get that graveyard developed, and our opponent will end up going for a Thoughtseize. So depending on whatever they take, it's not the end of the world. If we can get to 5 mana and hopefully get some good wizard tokens going, that's fine, but yeah, pretty much anything they take we'll be okay with. Our opponent will take Supreme Verdict, so maybe they do have a little bit of a creature-heavy hand on this one, but we still have Detention Sphere to grab whatever sort of big creature they get down. All right, see if we're drawn to that land. Oh, beautiful. It's going to get down Manamo, and then anything else, we're going to kick the turn back over there. But yes, as far as the deck goes, this is 100% just Jeskai good stuff. It kind of plays out like a cube deck. I don't know, I really enjoy playing it. All right, now Pundu did crack that polluted delta, and we'll kick the turn to them. But yeah, so we've got some good stuff in here. As far as some of the finisher creatures for here, we have Aetherling, we have Inferno Titan, and Elspeth Sun Champion kind of holding it down. Ooh, we've got Tarmogoyf coming down. Okay, let's go and crack Arid Mesa, and then we'll go and grab a plateau off that one since we do have at least 2 blue sources on the battlefield. Let's go and get this popped out just a little bit bigger, and let's go and grab Sacred Foundry. That way it's going to come into play tap. We don't have to shock it in later, and then hopefully, if we get that Hedron Archive down, oh, Halimar Depths, I'll take that. A little heavy on blue, but it's better than nothing. So we'll get down to Halimar Depths, look at the top 3 cards of our library, and then Gilded Lotus. Yeah, let's actually go for, Jason Mind Sculptor allows us to kind of dig just a little bit deeper. Let's do this. Let's go and put, because if we go for Hedron Archive, that's going to be 2, then we can follow it up with Gilded Lotus if we want to, or we can simply just go for Jace. Let's put Summonings on top of our library. And then let's go ahead and put Gilded Lotus and then Jason Mind Sculptor on top. Let's go ahead and go for Detention Sphere on Tarmogoyf. Let's just see if they have some sort of answer for it. I'm fine with that, so we're going to get that down. That way we can also get down Jace and not worry about Tarmogoyf swinging in as our opponent starts to develop their graveyard. All right, so we're going to take care of Tarmogoyf. Yes, we're going to use that ability, and then we'll kick the turn back over there. But yeah, as far as the monocolored threats in the deck, like I mentioned earlier, we have Elspeth, which is just a really fun card to play with. I always enjoy my time with her and getting those soldier tokens going. And then Aetherling. Aetherling is one of my favorite. I don't really get to play with them a whole bunch. I don't really have a lot of decks that has Aetherling in it, and so that's why I always look forward to this particular deck. But when I got into Magic, I got in during Return to Ravnica, and at my pre-release, I opened up Aetherling, and at that time, I understood Magic, but I didn't necessarily understand it on a real deep level. Like Aetherling, I couldn't comprehend it. I didn't understand how it worked. I knew it was something kind of like had really powerful effects. And so, but yeah, I love Aetherling. It's kind of one of the, I need to start working it into more of my decks actually now that I think about it, because it's kind of a fun way for a control style deck like this to win the game, especially if we have a bunch of extra mana. Okay, let's go and draw into Jason Mind Sculptor. Do we want to dig a little bit deeper on this one? They have no threats on the battlefield at this point right now, or we could end up going for Hedron Archive. We could potentially draw into 1 more land off of that. Yeah, let's go and go for Jace. That way, just start to put a little bit of pressure on our opponent. We'll go for that 0 ability. Draw 3 cards and then put 2 back. So let's go and go for that. Let's go and put Summonings on top, and then let's go ahead and put Snapcaster Mage on top too. Let's go and get the land drop down for the turn. That was actually very welcome, and then we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Now, as far as some of the multicolored stuff that we do have in here, we do have Azor the Lawbringer. He's the official fireworks marshal to make sure that our opponent doesn't get too many fireworks going on us. And then for some card draw, love Sphinx Revelation. We have Sphinx Revelation in here with Commune with Lava and Pull from Tomorrow. So this deck wants to get down a lot of artifacts, spend our early turns getting down that ramp, and then closing the game out with something like Pull from Tomorrow, Sphinx Revelation, get some really good card draw. But this should be a really good matchup. I always enjoy playing against Tasigur. It kind of ends up being a little bit more of a competitive style deck, which this one is definitely more of a, it's just a good stuff deck. So playing against Sultai should be a pretty fun match. All right, our opponent does get down Damia. Now, we do have Chaos Warp, which would allow us to go for that one. We also have Snapcaster on top, too. How do we want to sequence this one? Let's go ahead and go for Jace's ability. We can go for the -1 to bounce Damia back to our opponent's hand, and then start getting down some of our artifacts. I think I like going for that. Let's go for the -1. That's one of those, you want to keep Dami off the battlefield. They're sitting at 3 cards in the hand. They're going to be able to get some pretty good card draw off of that one. It's going to get down Gilded Lotus, because that will actually turn us online for Chaos Warp if we need to take care of something our opponent gets down. So it's going to get down Gilded Lotus, and that'll give us 3 total mana, and then we're going to go and pass it into our opponent. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, you haven't seen this deck before, this is my 4th of July deck. So basically, not every holiday, but for most holidays, I'll kind of put out a theme deck. For Christmas, we have Uncle Borby. He likes to drink a little bit of eggnog and start to throw some lands. Our opponent's going to go for Abrupt Decay. Yeah, that's fine. We can also go for Snapcaster, getting that down to chump block on Tarmogoyf if we need to stop it for some reason. That's always an option to go for. And we still have Chaos Warp too, but we also need to watch out for Damia getting that down. Defensive Heart. Beginning of your upkeep, opponent controls 3 or more creatures. Okay, I don't really think we're going to get in. I think we only have about 9 or 10 creatures in the deck, but we do need to make sure we keep aware of that one, because I think they can search up... search for 2 creature cards and put them onto the battlefield. An opponent will end up going for Tasigur too on this one. Okay, now we can go for the -1 on Tasigur to bounce it back. That'll make it to where they have to tap out either for Damia or for Tasigur. But well, let's see what we draw into. Let's go and go for the 0 ability on Jace. Let's go for the Brainstorm ability. Ooh, there we go. Drawn to Aetherling and Flooded Strand. Okay, let's do this. I like holding on to Metallurgic Summonings. It'll hopefully kind of allow us to push past our opponent on this one. What are we going to put back, though, at this point right now? We have Counterspell, which would definitely be an answer for Damia, or something like Tasigur. You know what, if we're going to go Aetherling Beatstick, so let's go and put Metallurgic Summonings on top of our library, and then let's go and put Hedron Archive on top. Yeah, I like that. We got Gilded Lotus down. We can afford to kind of shuffle some of those away. I like having Counterspell on this one. Let's go and get down Flooded Strand, and then we're looking at 1, 2, 3 to get down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll still put us online for Chaos Warp or a Counterspell to get an extra token onto the battlefield. Yeah, let's go and go for that. That's going to be triple blue, and then we can worry about getting down Aetherling on this one. Okay, get down Dawson of Perfection, and then anything else, let's go and pass it to our opponent. Now, depending how they swing in, we're going to be able to at least generate another token off of Dawson of Perfection. So what we can do is we can Chaos Warp on one of our opponent's creatures. That's going to give us another Wizard token, and we can block the other one that's going to swing in at Jace. If we can help it, I'd like to hold on to at least Metallurgic Summonings or one of those cards on top. If we need to shuffle, we can. But at this point right now, we're in a pretty good spot, especially with that Counterspell in the hand. And Aetherling. Get that Aetherling going. Okay, and then no swinging from our opponent. And our opponent's going to tap out for Damia. Let's go and go for Counterspell on this one. I like going for that. That's going to be blue, and then also puts us online for Chaos Warp next turn. Now that we're getting some tokens onto the battlefield, we do have to watch out for the Defense of the Heart. So since our opponent didn't swing in, we'll probably end up using Chaos Warp on this particular one. And then do we want to draw into that card, or do we want to shuffle our library up just a little bit? Yeah, let's do this. Let's go ahead and crack Flooded Strand. I'd like to look at a fresh grip off Jace. Let's go and grab, let's get this popped out just a little bit. We have blue-red. Probably need to grab another blue-red source. It wouldn't hurt to actually grab another white source, to be honest, since we do have that. Let's go and grab Plateau then. Okay, draw into Temple of an Enlightenment. Let's go ahead and get that down. That way we can at least scry away one of the lands that we're going to look at with Jace. Young Pyromancer. Yeah, I actually do. I like that on top. So let's go and put that on top. Let's go and go for the Jace ability. Use the 0 ability. Let's put Colonnade on top, and then let's go and put Aetherling on top at this point right now. Let's go and get down Young Pyromancer. That's going to be red and then blue. And that'll put us online for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll still have put us online for Boros Charm and Chaos Warp. So let's go and get this down and get down to Young Pyromancer. And we're probably still going to go for that Defensive Heart, because we need to take care of that one. So let's go and go for Defensive Heart. Let's go and tap out just triple red off this Gilded Lotus. Hopefully they don't flip anything too big. And then we're still going to go and sit back and try and protect Jace on this one. Okay, and they did hit an island off that one, so we'll definitely make the trade on that. Anything else that we need to go for? No, let's go and pass the turn. Now, these Human Wizard, it's simply just a Human Wizard token. So we're going to wait until we can get Dawson of Perfection to flip before we're going to start swinging in, and then let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, unfortunately, the way we've got our mana base a little bit, we're not online for Snapcaster or Counterspell, but at least we can still go and go for Boros Charm if we want to deal 4 damage to one of our creatures. Let's say they do swing it with Tasigur, and we chump block with our Elemental token. We can deal that 1 damage and deal 4 damage to that creature, or we can actually just make our permanents indestructible until end of turn if our opponent draws into something like that. All right, opponent's going to go for a Tasigur activation. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see what they mail off of this. And it's going to be Rhystic Study and Titania. At this point right now, let's go ahead and give them Rhystic Study. That's going to be them tapping out for that one. We're in a spot now where we don't have a ton of huge spells in the hand. And if that's all they're going to tap out for this turn is Rhystic Study, I'm going to be A-okay with this one. But yeah, this is pretty much how the deck wants to play out. You know, get down some sort of token generators, especially when you get two of them on the battlefield with like Young Pyromancer and Dawson. We're going to get that ability to flip. Get that nice +2, +1, and have them have flying, which basically kind of turns them into little mini delvers, which I always love. It's so flavorful. All right, opponent's going to go for Eternal Witness. See what they're going to bring back on this one. They still have 3 mana open, too, to cast whatever spell they bring back. And our opponent does bring back Damia, so at least with them bringing back Damia, what we can do is we'll still be online for Snapcaster Counterspell, which will also give us some really good wizards off of that one. All right, see if our opponent wants to swing in on this one or not. Okay, so our opponent is swinging in at Jace with both Tarmogoyf and Tasigur. Let's do this. Do we want to end up burning Boros Charm on the... Yeah, I think I like going for this particular play. Let's go ahead and declare... because we need these wizards to flip really bad, but we'll still end up with an additional elemental token. Let's do this. Let's go for Boros Charm, 4 damage to target... excuse me, that's going to be player at Planeswalker. I was thinking about that one. We can also go for Indestructible if we want to get another additional elemental token on the battlefield. I think I'd like that. Let's do that. Let's go Indestructible. That way it'll buy us an additional turn next turn. And we can also still use Snapcaster. So let's get the Dawson trigger on the stack. Let's get Young Pyromancer. And the good thing is about getting those triggers before the spell resolves is that we're going to be able to make sure that that elemental is indestructible. Yes, we're going to use that ability. All right, it's going to make them all. Let's go and chump block across the board on this one. It's going to be 6. Let's go for 3 and then 2. And that'll actually allow for a really big swing back on the back end. They're going to lose Tarmogoyf on this one. They're also going to lose Tasigur. That's going to be at 5 total damage dealt. And as far as coming across in the air, we've got 9, we've got 15, and then 17 with Young Pyromancer. So maybe drawing into something like something that we can deal a little bit of damage might help us kind of push past on this one. Okay, we draw into Aetherling. Let's go ahead and go for Jason Mind Sculptor ability. Let's go ahead, well, actually, if we want to bounce that back. Oh, excuse me, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. So we have a couple different lines of play that we can go for on this one. We have Snapcaster Mage, which we're able to flash that back in and give one of our creatures double strikes. Let's say we do get Final Iteration double strike. It's going to be 12 total damage. That's going to be 15, 18 coming across, 20, 24. So we'll have exactly almost lethal on this one, depending on what we go for. But opponent's going to scoop it up on this one, so we'll definitely take it. And then, yeah, if you enjoyed the fireworks show, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.